Hey guys, let's say I were to build 50 backlinks a month. How many social signals would you suggest to use that month as pillow links to mimic buzz? Any suggestions? A number like 1K, 2K, etc. No, when it comes to stuff like social signals, um, like okay, so when you're like building links and stuff, and you're trying to keep your anchor text above a certain percentage or whatever, even though we don't really think about it in percentages, but you try to be a lot more exact with stuff. When it comes to social signals, it's kind of just like we just like throw some out there and go from there. It just Google doesn't look at these things in the same manner. We think that they for sure know that they're there, but as far as how many you should do or whatever, I don't think it really matters that much. If you wanted to, you could make a habit of doing like one of our packs a month. Our packs have a minimum of about 225 in there. So yeah, I mean, you could even if you're not gonna buy our packs or whatever, you could just think about doing about 225 a month. We generally don't do more than like 225 a month unless it's like a really really big site with a big budget, and maybe we're hitting social signals on like a couple of different hub pages at the same time. But in general, it's not something we really go too crazy with. If you wanted to, just maybe think about that many 200 a month or whatever. And even then, we don't even do that every month. But if you're really trying to mimic the social buzz like we talk about, to kind of blend to make your link campaign look as natural as possible, then yeah, you could just do something like 200 or so a month. It don't even have to be that many. If you're just doing them on your own or some other way, um, you could even be like 20, 50, 100, something like that. The fact is that you're getting talked about on social media, and just kind of think about it in a way. If you're building like 1,000 backlinks a month, it might make sense to do more social signals. If you're building like 4 backlinks a month, it might not make sense to do a lot of social signals. You could just do a few or whatever. It doesn't really matter. But it's not something I don't think you can really overdo it either. But yeah, it's just not something I don't think you need to worry about as I don't know how to put this, as much as you are.
So let's picture it from how things typically work from like a natural standpoint, right? So a website does something, starts creating buzz, other websites are going to link to it, and then social media shares typically follow that, right? If it's something that's got buzz, it's gone viral, it has value, right? It typically does get shared on social media quite extensively. So what's important about this, again, like Chris said, don't worry too much about any kind of specific percentage, depending on how many backlinks you're getting, etc. As the variables are there to kind of blow all this out of the water to where you can't pinpoint any of that, meaning, it depends on the size of the site that gave you the backlink, right? How popular is that site? How viral is that particular post going? How much traffic is it getting? Etc. Right? So, like Chris said as well, you don't have to worry too much about the minimum amount of social signals or the maximum amount. I wouldn't blow it out of the water and do like 50,000 social media or social signals over the same month. However, that's not to say that you couldn't get away with that, right? The reason that our packs typically are a bit smaller is just because it's more controlled and it's a higher quality social signal. So I think that's probably what's most important is what kind of content's getting blasted and by how trusted are the accounts that it's getting blasted by. Considering that kind of stuff, you're pretty open-ended. What I would think is more important is just that you maintain some level of social signals throughout your campaign, as it's very natural to have that.
Yeah.
But then also consider that social media, Facebook itself, is such a huge network that there is a ton of information for crawlers to crawl. A blast of 200 to 1,000 social signals might kind of extend for a longer period of time your backlinking campaign. So like 1 month for the backlinks and 2 months for the social signals. Completely made up, but just to give you an idea.
Yeah. And just to do a little more selling, so we don't do this very often, but our packs can actually have quite a bit more than 225. I don't know if you
I was
noticed
going to
that.
say, I thought they averaged quite a bit more than that. Every time I get them back, it's like 700 to 1,000. But I think also it probably, it depends on most likely the size of the site.
It has a lot to do with just how we incentivize people to share it. Basically, I think sometimes people feel more inclined to share certain types of content, I think. But who knows? Some things just share like wildfire and some things don't share as much. But yeah, guaranteed 225. Hey everybody, thanks for watching. Be sure to check the description below for links to our blog for more info on this topic, along with a bunch of other cool stuff like case studies, our Facebook community, and our link building services. And like always, remember to like, comment, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell if you enjoyed the video. Thanks and happy ranking.